So, an economics teacher once gave a lecture for other professors about what he thought was what he wanted his students to come away from the course with. And, he acknowledged that unless a student was an economics major, they probably wouldn't retain and remember hardly any of the names of theories and equations, like when inflation goes up, unemployment goes down, and vice versa, and you know, names of theorists and all that. What he had hoped was that he could get them to think like economists, right? That's what you see on the PowerPoint slide in the first bullet. Students will forget 98% of the content, terminology, theories, names, all that kind of stuff. The goal is to give them the skills of an amateur. Second bullet, amateur economist. Third bullet, an amateur is someone who does something, call it X, out of love. Like fourth bullet, an amateur artist, an amateur musician, an amateur poet, right? So next bullet, some of the best so-called are amateurs, right? What makes someone an amateur is they do it as what we call an avocation. A in front of vocation. Vocation is a job, meaning a non-job. You do it because you love it, right? Kind of like a hobby, but it could be even much more important than just a hobby, right? So ama, from amar, to love. Amateur, like one who loves, is an amateur, just so you know about. I like to play around with the meanings, the root meanings of words, by the way, so you remember them. It makes you think a little deeper about what they mean. So an amateur economist is someone who enjoys trying to look for economic explanations for things, right? And solve problems using economic thinking, right? Okay. So I'm going to pause here, and then we're going to go to the next slide. We're going to ask you to make believe you were an economics student after taking an economics class.